in a 40-plus year history. Underway in the opening set. Both these teams coming off 5-set losses against Missouri. Oklahoma a little bit longer hiatus since that outing against the Tigers. Texas a quick turnaround, stumbling back on Friday night. And an early error on the number 9 team in the nation will give Oklahoma the opening point.
Madison Skinner there just going a little too high, trying to challenge the Oklahoma block that, like we said, is definitely going to show up today.
Jasmine Ellison, the freshman out of Canada, continues with the serve. And going right at that triple block, Reagan Rutherford, nothing too fancy, dials it down and drops it down.
And that's just an experienced play right there. She sees a triple block in front of her and is just able to kind of softly put it over the block instead of trying to power through it.
Former national champion at Kentucky. And she was first on the same roster as a Madison Skinner. Boy, our producer, Brandon Rudy, said, let's talk about the blocks. Let's talk about the play of Texas with the early edge here in the opening frame. A big swing at the left pin and a bit too big. The error on Alexis Shelton, last year's second team, all Big 12. One of your returning starters for Oklahoma, one of your leaders last year. She was basically by default a 6 rotation player. They've added some support around her. They'll go back to her. Skinner. And now back to her day job. Hitting on the outside after moonlighting for a moment. There's the center.
Such a great play by Madison Skinner, but look at the coverage on the Texas side. Oklahoma has a big block out there in front of Rutherford, 3 up, and they're able just to control that ball and then get a nice set up to Skinner.
Service continues for Reese Emmerich for the Longhorns. And the Sooners finally find that elusive second point.
And Lydia Martin had some experience with the collegiate national team this summer, and coach just talks about how she's grown. That experience really built her confidence. And so
Kimoha with the serve and ace.
And such great placement on that serve, dropping it right in between Akana and Winnis.
Sooners serving for the lead. Winnis. That's Bunton defending the middle of that net. Skinner from the back row, denied by Martin.
And talking about a great blocking team, Martin there one-on-one in the middle, knowing.
Began her time in Lynchburg, Virginia with the Flames of Liberty. And it's Oklahoma in the driver's seat, up a point. Skinner will level things 9 apiece.
And I love that choice there by Carlson. The back row attack of Madison Skinner is a big piece of the Texas offense, and so establishing it early, giving Madison some confidence is so important. So great decision there by Carlson.
Speaking of Avery Carlson, finding some fingertips. That's Camille Gibson again. She's out of Crossroads, Texas. Dabbled in Knoxville, Tennessee, but comes over as a redshirt freshman. Her oldest sister, Micaiah White, the 4-time All-American here at Texas.
She definitely knows this Texas-OU rivalry like the back of her hand, so I know she's excited to play in this gym today.
Have to imagine there are some photos of her floating around wearing some burnt orange back in the day.
Definitely.
But right now it's the Crimson and Cream. The service from Peyton Chamberlain will continue. Oklahoma with its largest edge, albeit just 2 points here in the opening set. A left-handed delivery from Reagan Rutherford.
And Rutherford can do it all. She can score on both pins. She can go hard off the block. She can tip it in there. Just such an experienced player who does it all. It's nice to see.
All-American hit .455 against Missouri back on Friday night. This one tight, but salvageable. Not just that, thriving. Lydia Martin with the kill.
And Oklahoma doing a great job of just staying in system.
They love her arm, and Norman has a whip. And a real quick learner as well, has adapted well to the speed up at the net. In Texas, trailing by 2, they'll cut the deficit in half. It's Rutherford once more.
And that's how this game is going to go, just back and forth. Both teams, obviously such a big rivalry, but both teams are going to show up. They want to establish themselves in the SEC and be the one to come on top today.
Oklahoma just could not salvage that tight ball around the net. Texas has this even now, a dozen apiece.
And that starts with the service of Reese Emmerich, just putting a solid serve on the backcourt. The ball's a little too tight for Chamberlain to get there. And again, the work at the net by Rutherford and Ames is so impressive.
Jared Elliott did not have to use much of the travel budget to find Reese Emmerich at Westlake High School here in Austin.
That's right. She's another player really familiar with the Texas OU rivalry. Just growing up in Austin, she definitely is excited to get some playing time in this game against a lifelong rivalry in her house.
Martin with the serve. Oklahoma back up by 1. Skinner. Last year's most outstanding player in the national championship.
And that's why she can hit shots like that. Not the best pass in the world on the Texas side, but they have such great non-setters who can step in and put up great assists for players like Madison Skinner to come in and crush the ball.
And that'll put the senior Akana back behind the line to serve. And a big right arm on display. For the first time we say the name of Kari Geisberger, who is reunited this year with her head coach at Loyola Marymount. She was an All-American under head coach Aaron Mansfield back in LA. Had a little dip in form last year, but reunited in Norman in the SEC here in her graduate campaign. Shelton not cheated on that one.
And right now to see if it works against Oklahoma.
Skinner with her third double-double of the year against Missouri on Friday. 18 kills, had 3 aces against the Tigers. Right on cue.
I think you spoke that one into existence, but Skinner's such an amazing...
Everybody's showing up to the production meetings. Texas looking to find their third straight point here and capture a lead in the midst of the opening set. 16-15, courtesy of the right hand of Jenna Winnes.
And Winnes, again, one of those under-talked about players, but can do so much for this team. Great patience by her, letting her team cover her, getting back out and approaching against that triple block again.
It's got the fans back in it. Another capacity crowd. We're flirting with 40 straight sellouts here at Gregory Gym. Off the tape, and it managed to drop in.
And that's such an impressive angle. Definitely using the tape to her advantage, but being able to hit that corner right inside of Jenna Winnes is really, really hard to do. And Shelton is a player that can do it.
Ends Texas's 3-0 run. Shelton with 4 kills to lead the way for Oklahoma. Quickly over to that left pin, sent over by Gibson. Winnes will return the favor. Finding fingertips, Skinner keeps it alive, the 6th rotation player. Texas can't keep it inside the antenna.
But look at the defense from Madison Skinner back there, just poking her arm out. She's definitely learning a thing or two from Emma Halter.
So service continues for Shelton, the junior. And Jenna Winnes gets on Hannah Pfiffner up at the net. Service continues with Alexis Shelton. Skinner comes floating in from the back row. And just can't keep that one alive. 19-16, Oklahoma with its largest advantage here early.
And the Sooners doing a really great job of containing Madison Skinner's back row attack. It's one of her most efficient attacks, and they've been able to either dig or kind of force some errors from her already in the set.
And only Shelton can end her own service in that 4-0 run for Oklahoma.
And this is an important part of this match for Texas. They are down here 2 in the first set, and they need to find a way to power through and kind of go on a run here.
The libero Emma Halter, preseason All-SEC, waiting for the green light here.
And it looks like the Texas side subbed in Devin Kahawai as a blocking sub, so there's no setter on the court. We'll probably see Kaylee Akana step into set if needed.
Saw Devin with 4 blocks on Friday against Missouri. They'll go around that block. Wenis kept alive on that back row by Thompson. Set from Akana, and too tight for Kahawai to be able to do much with it, as she will come out for Avery Carlson, the former Baylor Bear. So Oklahoma 5 points away from, well, it wouldn't be surprising the way that this year in college volleyball has gone.
That's right, it's the year of upsets and the year of just so much talent across the board, and that's what makes college volleyball so exciting right now.
Gibson will get the kill. The folks running the NCAA volleyball.
There's more competition, there's so much more talent, so they kind of have to be ready every single night.
Missouri on Friday, a little bit of a homecoming, had the benefit of a couple of former Texas setters. One still active and the other one on the coaching staff.
That's right, they definitely were both very excited to get to come into this gym again and play, and then to come out on top.
Can Oklahoma be the first to 25 here in the opening set? They're 4 points away. Back to Gibson, and unable to find the angle to keep it in. And Texas can't just swap points back and forth here. They need to go on a run with Avery Carlson back to serve.
And when you want to go on a run, Avery Carlson is one of the better servers on the team to do that. She's been serving late in games a lot this season and been really successful from the service line.
Former Big 12 Freshman of the Year, her time at Baylor. She was the highest recruit ever for that Baylor volleyball program, joining Texas this year. Battle at the right pin, won by the double block, anchored by Gibson and Martin for Oklahoma.
Such a great move there, right there.
Sooners potentially 3 points away. Back to Chamberlain, the setter, to serve. Wenis. Kimoha with the set. And just pure power on that right arm of Geisberger.
Such a powerful arm over there.
Has successfully recruited her twice now.
That's right.
At LMU for 4 years, and now her final campaign with Oklahoma. Sent back over by Bunton. Gibson finds fingertips. Skinner on the back row keeps it alive. A little punctuation from Reagan Rutherford to keep Texas in the hunt here in set number 1, back within 4.
And that's one of her best shots, just getting up at the net and cutting it super, super sharp. The defense is almost never there. They try to trust the block on that one. So she only had one block in front of her and was able to just crank it cross court.
Stepping in this year for one Molly Phillips. Doing a nice jump. Sooners have set point within reach here.
And what a great play there by Peyton Chamberlain. She had 3 of her attackers in front of her, one running a quick tempo in front, one running a shoot, and one running the outside ball. So made it really, really hard on the Texas clock to decide who to jump with, and just a really great play late in this set by Chamberlain.
The freshman Ellison on the big stage looking to close out set number 1. It'll still be set point. No room for error here in rally scoring for Texas. As Emmerich will come back in to serve for the Longhorns. And the freshman with the let serve, still playable for Oklahoma. Defense comes through. It's Maddie Skinner.
But it's all about growth. Playing these games is really important. It helps them get to the end of the season in December at their highest level.
Again, set point still for Oklahoma. Good serve from Reese Emmerich. Sooners will take the opening apiece. Reagan Rutherford hitting .571 so far in her opportunities. Texas as a team hitting .114 compared to Oklahoma's .273 in that opening set.
And I think that's what Texas' downfall was in the first set, was just their offense. They weren't able to find ways to score. They were making too many errors, and I definitely think that's what Coach David Hine, Jared Elliott, Eric Sullivan were talking about in the huddle in between sets 1 and 2.
Great to have you with us. Lincoln Rose along with NCAA Woman of the Year, Logan Eggleston. That bookshelf with all the awards has to be pretty cramped. As Jenna Winnis, her second year with Texas, back to serve to get things started here in set number 2. And Oklahoma will take their first point once again.
And a service error to start the game, not always the best, but Jared Elliott definitely talks about the importance of serving aggressively. So sometimes that comes with errors. You got to get a team like Oklahoma out of system.
Sooners went 4-14 in their final year in the Big 12 last year, have not been back to the NCAA tournament since 2019. Big part of looking to change things in the leadership position with head coach Aaron Mansfield, who's doing a lot of the right things early on. Texas
block up and was able to power through cross court.
Avery doesn't have many bad options out there to go to.
That's right. When you're setting on the Texas team, you can pretty much set anyone and be successful.
And after we've talked about the strength, that time Geisberger using her noggin, outsmarting Texas at the pin.
That's right. And then Peyton Chamberlain there just running forward. Everyone expected the ball to go straight up to the outside, but pushing it back there to Geisberger. Really smart play by the setter.
All right, let's see if Oklahoma can capitalize on that win in set 1 and carry the momentum through here in the second frame. There's that left arm of Rutherford, her 7th kill now.
Now that they're in a 5-1, I have so many tools in her toolbox and just shows the experience that she has.
She has both of Texas's points, 7 kills now. Both of the points here in set 2. Akana with the serve. A return from Burgess, and Texas will not be able to return the favor.
This Oklahoma offense has been pretty balanced so far in this game. They've been going to their middles a lot, going to their opposite, their outsides. Everyone's up and ready, and Chamberlain's just running such a balanced offense so far.
And Shelton so valuable on that back row in the attack and has the ace.
And Texas has 3 DSs back row right now in Emma Halter, Reese Emmerich, and Kayleigh Akana. And so rare that you see a service error when you have 3 ball control players back there.
And Shelton off the mark, looking to go to a similar spot where she found the ace the last time. Able to laugh it off.
That's right, it happens sometimes. You try to go for it a little too hard, and you just kind of got to move on to the next play.
A lot of national championships between those two people on your shot there. Skinner with the service here. 5-3 Oklahoma. So we'll see Mariana Singletary officially come on and then off for the libero Emma Halter on that back row to try to shore things up. Kimoha with the serve. Skinner emphatically able to put it away.
And a great decision there by Carlson. She's running.
An ace for Texas. And just like that, the deficit erased, courtesy of Emma Halter.
And Halter's one of the better servers on this team. That is her 22nd serve error of the season, service ace of the season, my apologies, and just such a great server.
From the back row, great dig from Akana. Kimoha to Gibson. into that block on the right side of Oklahoma. And the Sooners back ahead 6-5.
Texas offense and getting in front and over the net.
And Peyton Chamberlain, the former state champion in 6A at Byron Nelson High School. Skinner goes right at Shelton.
Seems like Carlson's figured it out. Whenever Texas needs a point, they go right to Skinner on the back row attack. It's one of her two pretty good blockers on the Oklahoma side.
Avery Carlson with the serve. Free ball for the Longhorns. No need.
And a great dig by Chamberlain, but just a little bit, cushioned it a little bit more. It would have stayed over on their side, but very close to inbounds. I love how Madison Skinner gets there and is very confident and loud that the ball's out.
So the service continues for Avery Carlson, the three-time state champion at that powerhouse Lovejoy High School, the Leopards. An ace for Carlson. So she went to high school with Kali Kimoha, same high school that Texas matches its largest lead and now eclipses its best lead from that first set. They're up by 3.
And the Texas side doing such a great job from the service line, attacking the front row outside hitter, trying to get Gibson out of system and being pretty successful in producing some aces instead.
It's a 4-0 run for the Longhorns, and here's another helping of Avery Carlson. One more to get it over from Skinner. And right down the drag, Texas with the dig to keep the point alive. Oklahoma thought they had it. Halter. Everybody on their feet here at Gregory Gym. Are they able to tool the block? The point will fall to Oklahoma.
Might have been one of the longest points we've had today.
Point. About 10 seconds earlier. Come away with it, back within 2. Jasmine Ellison. Set from Carlson to Rutherford. And salvaged by Chamberlain at the net for Oklahoma. And a laser from Reagan Rutherford. She's got 9 kills already.
And able to power through that 3 block in front of her.
No, ma'am. Singletary says we're all out of candy.
And that's why she continues to be named Defensive Player of the Week. She is a wall.
On my door again. And again, the consistency of Shelton getting Oklahoma back on track.
That's right. Whenever Oklahoma needs to score, they go to Shelton. They trust her so much. She's such an improved player at the net, and they continue to set her balls when they need to score.
The double block there waiting for Skinner at the left pin. Martin. Not just your 3-time SEC Defensive Player of the Week, she's got an offensive repertoire as well.
She can do it all. She's offensive, she's defensive. But one thing about Marnie Singletary is she can hit the ball hard. It's really hard for defense to even dig the ball if it's coming at them. She can just power through pretty much anyone on the other side of the court.
Jared Elliott says she's got the best arm he's had at middle blocker. And that is saying something here on the 40 acres. Team All-American mentioned against Missouri, hit .455. I thought that was a positive thing to say about her until saw she's been flirting with .670 at points.
That's
early
right.
in this one.
She continues just to elevate her game. It's so impressive.
And again, don't want to take for granted number 12 in the Crimson and Cream, Alexis Shelton, still going to work here on the road.
And she's a player that just takes risks. That ball wasn't set perfectly, but she still goes up and takes such a big swing, and it really pays off for her.
She's got 2 kills, no digs here in the second set after 5 and 5 in the opening frame that they captured 25-21. Avery Skinner knows exactly where she is on that back line. Knew that ball was going to sail long.
That's right. I think the Sooners are trying to do a little bit of what Texas was doing earlier, just targeting that front row outside, Madison Skinner right there, trying to make her pass the ball so that it's harder for her to get up and attack.
And part of the Hawaiian pipeline for Texas The serve for Akana. Right down the line. And every microphone we've got picks up that swing from Shelton.
I mean, really smart, going right over top. Kayla Akana just not able to dig that ball.
Carlson to Skinner off the tape. This time goes to Ames. Aiden Ames, the freshman from Prosper.
Her first kill of the day, but such an impressive freshman. She doesn't play like a freshman. She's very calm and composed, has such a huge, high volleyball IQ, and been really impressive for Jarrett Elliott this season so far.
Showed up for her first semester in college as perhaps the most complete freshman middle blocker he has ever had. Maddie Skinner with her second ace today. Got to watch her sister wear the red, white, and blue this summer. And a service error will give Oklahoma its 11th point. Of course, she and Avery first won that national championship together in Lexington, Kentucky, at the expense of a future National Player of the Year. Winnes into the block. On a dump from Carlson. Oklahoma ready. Gibson denied by Ames.
And such great hands at the net there by Ames. The ball is coming over. Nice and
Fails that time. The serve from Halter is long.
This is a big break for Oklahoma right here. See, they can go on a run from the service line, get Texas out of system, and kind of get back into the second set.
Took that first set, 25-21. Chamberlain, Akana. And again, bad angle from Geisberger.
A little bit low of a set there, but just able to get up and use the hands of the block to her advantage. Jenna Winnes was right there in front of her, and she was able to power through those fingers.
Able to find some fingertips as Oklahoma claims the point within 4. So serve continues for Peyton Chamberlain. Oh, and a great pancake, or was it? Kimoha thought she got underneath it. Let's see if this is our first challenge.
Pointed to the green card and was like, let's challenge that play.
Today is her 101st appearance for Oklahoma. It's her 101st start. And as reliable as anybody in that program's history, the service error from Chamberlain, as the point will still go to Texas when it's all said and done. See if Carlson can help Texas close out this second set to pull even one set apiece. Back set right side, denied by Winnes. Followed up with the block from Singletary.
A wall at the net. Mariana Singletary just so high.
At Gregory Gym, one of the unique environments here in college volleyball. Texas serving 19-13 down a set. And 19-14 with the kill for Geisberger. As pounding out the dribble, Ellison to serve. (2014), Texas 5 points away.
And Reagan Rutherford, so good, so impressive. Not always taking the hardest swing in the world, but just placing it right over the block where the defense can't get there.
She was twice all SEC in her time at Kentucky. And the whip from Shelton wanted it a little bit too much. The error, and Texas 4 points away from tying up this match, one set apiece.
And Shelton just trying to be a little bit too aggressive there on that ball and hits it right out of bounds.
Kimoha with the serve receive. And the service of Texas will quickly come to an end. Geisberger will collect another kill.
And Chamberlain, again, just doing such a great job from a setting perspective. Had two players running behind her, made it really hard on the Texas block to make a decision, and gave Geisberger so much line to work with.
8 kills tied for the team lead right now. Kari Geisberger hitting .462. And Skinner is wide. So that door, that window right now, still open for Oklahoma. But for how long?
This is the time where Oklahoma has to put their foot on the gas and find ways to go on runs and force Texas errors.
Whitney Wallace from a volleyball family with some ties of its own to Jared Elliott. Able to find fingertips on the way out. It's another kill for Shelton, her 9th.
And the Sooners are slow
Still, but 10 kills in her last outing against Missouri, where Oklahoma pushed those Tigers to a 5th set. Texas has no interest in this one going 5. They want to rattle off wins in set 2, 3, and 4. They've been to that 5th set 4 times this year, had the Longhorns. They are 0 for 4, including their last 2 losses here at home. In fact, all 3 of their losses here at home this year have been in 5 sets. This is after Texas last year was a perfect 3-0 when going the distance. And Oklahoma took set 1, 25-21. Texas trying to claw back set 2, and that'll help inch them along a little closer here in the second frame.
And a risky shot there by Rutherford going into the block, but confident that she could use it to her advantage to get the ball out of bounds. Shelton was right there, used her hands, and just wasn't able to force it back into the court.
Reagan has already matched the 11 kills she had in 5 sets against Missouri on Friday. Match high 11 so far today. Geisberger dials it down. Skinner able to keep it alive. You know it's coming, but Alexis Shelton continues to find success. She's got 10 kills. She's already just 2 digs shy of a double-double today against number 9 Texas. Skinner on the serve receive. As Rutherford sends it back over. Into the block that time, denied by Rutherford. They'll go again. This time underneath it. Again, Emmerich kept the point alive, but for not much longer. Oklahoma still in business, back within 3.
Oklahoma is here to play. There's
in the middle of that block sandwich. Carlson kept it alive, keeping it out of the net. Let's see, number 12 for Oklahoma, her name Alexis. Played twice for Texas appropriately. It's the Aggies and the Sooners. You wouldn't have it any other way. So Texas will go to Norman to wrap up their 4-match road swing coming up this month on the 22nd. The Sooners have rattled off 3 straight points. Sooners have rattled off 4 straight points, and they're back within 1.
And a great response there by Sydney Thompson from the service line after a timeout. It's always stressful to serve after a timeout late in a set, but does such a great job of putting the ball on Madison Skinner.
The defensive specialist Thompson has earned more and more playing time the last 5 or 6 matches with the ace there. Ames. They give Kimoha benefit of the doubt that she got underneath that one. Skinner at the left pin. And just misreading that ball, thought they might have to go a couple rows deep into the Hellraisers.
Some of those conference championships helped Texas out right there with that banner.
Success breeds success.
That's right, I like the sound of that.
Yeah, those banners are in play as long as they stay on your side of the net. You're to blame for some of those.
My bad, my bad.
5 national championships and way too many trips to the national semifinals to count without using your toes. Akana Texas 2 points away from taking set 2. 23-22, 12th kill from Shelton on the match.
And Shelton's going to find a way to score. Even when the block is up in front of her, she maybe mishit that ball a little bit off speed, but always finds a way to find the court.
All right, so into serve, critical moment. It's Ireland McNeese, first time we've seen her today. Both of her parents, college volleyball players at Cal State Northridge, where Jared Elliott wrapped up his bachelor's degree. Skinner into the block. Oklahoma's completed the comeback. We are tied at 23.
And right now, and it's something that a lot of college programs don't do, so I don't think Texas has seen it much this season.
Serve from McNeese. An ace. Set point for Oklahoma. Looking to go up 2-0.
And this Oklahoma team just has so much joy. They're so excited to be in this situation at Texas, and it's been really impressive to see how they've come back in this set.
Had not claimed a ranked win in a decade before beating Tennessee earlier this year. And we are destined for extra points. Skinner takes set point off the table.
Skinner already with 2 aces this game. She's got to be good from the service line right here. They got to keep the ball in play, be aggressive at the same time, try to get Oklahoma out of system.
A critical set 2. Set point again for Oklahoma.
A huge break here for Oklahoma with that service error from Madison Skinner.
As now Kimoha will have the serve. Some last minute instructions from her head coach. 5th year starting libero. 2nd generation Sooner. Skinner back row. As Alexis Shelton probably could have handled that ball, but the respect for what Skinner's capable of probably.
Face.
A let serve carries over. Gibson's long with the error. It'll be set point for the first time today for Texas.
And a great start to that play from Emma Halter. Just a really good serve, taking the middle, forcing Oklahoma out of system.
Now it's time for the Sooners to show their composure. Texas takes set 2. What a battle here in the Red River. Texas for Jared Elliott. A program with 5 national championships, 3 of them under his guidance. As Jasmine Ellison, again the freshman, to serve. Singletary looking for her 2nd kill of the match. Oklahoma's claimed the first point each of the first 2 sets so far. Skinner sees that one still playable. Shelton sends it back over. Rutherford denied. Texas keeps it playable. And a touch off Texas will give Oklahoma, again, the early advantage.
And so impressive in that play is the amount of coverage on both sides. Both teams know that the opposite team can block really, really well, and so they're in there ready. Their hitters can trust them. They can take big swings and know that the defense behind them is going to help them out.
Texas took set 2 on a 3-0 run where they were exposed to a set point for Oklahoma, tied it up, then took it for their own. As we're level 1 point apiece, and the fans on their feet can now take a seat as Texas on the board here in this 3rd set. And Reese Emmerich. Kari Geisberger will add to her resume. Now her 9th kill of the match, hitting .467. Martin. Skinner with her second opportunity. Oklahoma's had the answer each time. As Halter able to patrol that back row. And that one off a pin.
I still love how Shelton's taking a swing at that ball. It's off the net, but she still has to be aggressive here against a team like Texas.
She's got the match high, 13 kills today, 9 digs. 5 of them in that first set that they won 25-21. Akana to serve. Mentioned she's from Hawaii. That's where Jared Elliott spent half of his playing career in college. Akana calls everybody off. Sends it back over. Big right swing, but an even better dig from Emmerich. Kept the point playable for a moment, but the Sooners will claim it up 3-2.
And the Texas Littles are...
That was Logan who called you Littles.
They're little to me.
Like younger. Ames
Sure.
with the slide, denied by the woman who's doing a little bit of everything and a lot of some things, Alexis Shelton.
That's right, and Coach talked about how she's really been perfecting her craft all around game, not just attacking, but becoming a better blocker, becoming a better off-blocker defender in the back row, doing everything, and it's really showing up today.
Again, today is her 23rd straight match in double-digit kills. Tight at the net, the turnaround, little pirouette from Avery Carlson on the dump.
And it's rare this season that we're seeing Texas setter.
Texas still trailing Oklahoma by 1. Skinner with the serve. And Shelton able to find the hardwood.
And it's tough to have Avery Carlson up there against Shelton. Shelton's such an aggressive attacker and is able to go over any block. And Carlson's a little bit undersized, smaller than some of the other blockers on the Texas side, and she's definitely abusing Carlson's block right now.
And will gift point number 4 to the Longhorns.
Serving for Texas, Emma Halter.
Again, the pride of Indianapolis, Indiana, Emma Halter. She was all-tournament team last year in the national championship run. An ace for Halter.
Halter has such a great serve. It's just so flat. It floats so well, and it's really hard for passers to control it.
Just a junior. Well, that was a quick opportunity to dial up KJ Burgess, but the Longhorns were ready. Gibson. Back over to Oklahoma on the free ball, and they're able to put it away. It's Burgess making no mistake.
Burgess so aggressive there on that ball. She did not give Texas any opportunities to dig that. She put it straight down into Singletary, and she's unable to control the ball.
It's her first year since coming over from Utah. Back in her home state. Former high school All-American and 3-time state champion in Utah. And this will be out of the reach. Unrecoverable for Shelton and the Sooners. Texas all of a sudden finds themselves ahead 7-6.
It's important for Texas to go on runs early in this game so they're not having to kind of crawl back at the end of the sets.
Carlson. Back row gives Wennis a good shot at the block there. Gibson able to clean things up with the left pin.
And what an impressive play there. Starts out with a great coverage by Martin just there on the Oklahoma side.
Really high ceiling for her, and with as well as she can jump, you need a high ceiling. Back row, Maddie Skinner thought she got the touch on the back row. Initially they say no. So an error on Skinner.
Skinner usually so effective from the back row, but already has 4 errors out of the back row today. That would be her 4th, and so interesting to see if Carlson will go back to her.
No challenge from Texas. Oklahoma up 8-7. Back on track, Mariana Singletary.
And this play is something that makes Carlson such a great setter. She's almost at the 10-foot line and still able to set Mariana Singletary a pretty perfect ball in the middle of the court.
We are tied at a set apiece as Oklahoma edges back ahead. 15th kill from Alexis Shelton.
Shot there by Shelton.
Her teammate Jasmine Ellison with the serve. Singletary able to sneak that between the block and the net. The point for Texas, 9-9. Texas denying Geisberger at the net. That may have taken a little too long to develop as they go from one pin to the other.
With that line shot.
Shelton denied. No ma'am. Rutherford this time with the block.
Back-to-back huge blocks by Tipper. Just dropped that inside hand and took that shot away.
I think this is the largest lead for Texas. Just like that, back within one. That'll end a 3-0 run from the Longhorns. It took extra points, but 27-25. Texas found its first set victory of the day. Each team with one set in its back pocket. Aiden Ames.
And Aiden Ames is kind of a secret weapon for Texas. They don't utilize her too much offensively, but when they do, she's able to put the ball away consistently.
12-10 Longhorns. Akana with the serve. Been a part of Texas's last two national championships. Before that was on the runner-up squad for Nebraska that fell to Wisconsin. As Akana cannot keep that one playable.
And Akana back into play.
All right, so Geisberger back to serve. It's long.
Point Texas.
An All-American a couple years ago, which was her last year with head coach Aaron Mansfield at LMU before rejoining him in Norman this year. Learning a new position. A little miscommunication, I think, on that left side between Burgess and Shelton. Both were in the area.
Just didn't differentiate.
Claim it for themselves, 27-25. Here we are in set three, which has also been back and forth. Shelton, one of your headliners for Oklahoma. Free ball for the Sooners. And it didn't look like they were going to capitalize on it, but Chamberlain able to find some space.
Halter's not able to reach it.
It's great court vision for Peyton Chamberlain, who can also set her teammates from just about anywhere on the floor. Madison Skinner.
Skinner so successful there on that attack, and she's been going to the right side of the court a few.
7 digs, 4 blocks for Skinner. Halter with the serve. Denied the ace, Gibson. Halter with the dig. Polished off by Jenna Winnis.
And one thing I love about the Texas outsides today is they're not backing down against this triple block. Oklahoma's doing a great job of getting 6 hands in front of the attackers, but they're still powering through and finding ways to score.
So serve continues for Halter. Free ball for the Longhorns, and it's Mariana Singletary. Been a super sub today.
She has. She didn't start this match, but she came out ready in the second set and has really turned things over for the Longhorns, both offensively and defensively, and especially there, just really guarding the net really well.
Oh, great serve. Kimoha able to keep it alive. Gibson puts it away. Back within 4. And that snaps a 3-0 run for Texas.
Such a great angle there. Again, Mariana Singletary is right in front of her, a huge block, but she finds a way to creep and get inside that block and just crush it cross court.
Again, younger sister of Micaiah White.
For Texas.
And both these teams, regardless of how today's match falls, will be looking at those service errors.
That's right, and this is about the time in the second set when Oklahoma started creeping back in. So will be interesting to see if Carlson's able to go on a run here and keep Texas in this.
Back to Gibson. Winnis into the block, denied by Chamberlain. Singletary, Kimoha. Somehow she kept it alive for a moment, but Texas back up by 6 here in set number 3.
And Singletary working so hard. Wait their turn. They stay ready, and they can come out and have big breakout matches like this today.
Carlson continues to serve, 19-13. Joust to the net. Over to Texas. Rutherford got a touch on the way out. It's 20-13.
And that's the 12th kill today from Rutherford.
So Avery Carlson stays right where she has been, behind that service line. Bit too ambitious, but Gibson is there. She thought she was going to be swinging. She quickly turns into a blocker.
For great identification there by Gibson, realizing the ball is tight and that Reagan Rutherford's up at the net, ready to take a swing. So great job by her getting her hands over the net and blocking that ball.
See if Chamberlain can go on a run here. Oh, having to range back behind her right ear, Lydia Martin, to get that ball.
Able just to pop it over, try to get the setter out of system, but ended up scoring there.
Again, one of 19 players who joined the collegiate national team in the offseason. Gibson again able to find the angle, getting on top of that one. Both of her parents were track standouts. Texas called that last time out. Sooners are on a 3-0 run. It had been 20-13. Sooners still with some work to do. Chamberlain, that one hit off the antenna. Otherwise, they would have allowed the let's serve to continue.
And coming out of timeout, it's always important to try to get that first serve in, but we see Chamberlain trying to go to Madison Skinner there, trying to get that front row outside hitter out of system.
Just not enough on the floater from Winnis.
And back-to-back service errors from both teams here in this set, late in this set, which you usually don't see. You try to keep the ball in play here and try to just play defense and be big at the net.
Well, Texas doesn't mind trading service errors here in this set. Oklahoma needs to go on a run. Rutherford denied. Martin is there for the block.
Okay, so they are on it, just pressed over the net, picking great spots for the block.
Yeah, Shelton had her right hand there as well, along with Lydia Martin. Rutherford with the full extension to get that one.
And Rutherford just responded.
She's just a modest 6-footer. Used the full wingspan to go up and get that ball. A little give and go to Shelton. Able to get one past Ames in that block for the Longhorns.
And what an angle that was. It barely cleared the net. So Madison Skinner was there as close as she could be, but really, really hard to dig that ball.
Oklahoma took set 1. Texas responded with a nail biter coming back in set 2. Texas roaring out ahead, and here come the Sooners looking to close the gap late in set 3. Boy, Shelton's eyes get big on that one. But was she in the net? Wanted it too much.
Looks like it, just a little bit too aggressive there. Looks like we might potentially get a challenge. She's
telling her coach, kudos, by the way, to Alexis Shelton. She is telling her head coach, do not challenge this. Or at least that's the body language I saw. I thought she was trying to stop her coach. But no, they are. So maybe I misread her body language. I thought she was being honest and saying no, but maybe she's saying no, I was not. It's rare.
Oklahoma is challenging that Texas netted first.
Okay, so they're saying Texas was in the net before Shelton was there. So she does think she was in the net. But Akana will try to close things out here for Texas. Confident serve and ace. Set point, Longhorns.
And that ace came at a very timely time. Right here at the end of the set, targeting Alexis Shelton, one of the best players on this Oklahoma team, trying to get her out, and it worked in Texas's favor.
8 aces today for Texas here at Gregory Gym. Texas can take it in 4. Longhorns win.
At balls, and it's really working in her favor, and the Texas defense has been unable to slow her down so far.
See if Texas can find the first point of a set for the first time today. As Shelton got blocked the first time, this time able to go over the block with success.
And Shelton continues to demand the ball. That's what makes her such a special player, is when she gets blocked, when it doesn't become a kill, she's still asking for it, and her team continues to give it to her.
Skinner had to make the adjustment. Oklahoma able to keep this ball on. And over the net, Shelton. The violation will give Texas its first point.
Ball in play.
And kudos to her avoiding the lift. Serve from Emmerich, joust to the net. And we've lost an antenna. Do a little maintenance here. In case you lost some cell service, should be back on track here in a moment.
That's right. I think some clarity on that call. It looks like Peyton Chamberlain is back row, so she's unable to touch the ball with Madison Skinner there at the net.
Now, it's one thing to get it hooked. It's another for it to actually be where it should be. Look at that teamwork. As Geisberger and Eric Sullivan. And again, Peyton Chamberlain asking for confirmation from our first referee, April Frick, basically the ambassador for her head coach, going over there to try to clear up any questions, as Texas was given that point. Emmerich continuing her serve. And the Sooners pull even 2 points apiece. Oklahoma 9 returning. Rutherford. "19 kills for Alexis Shelton."
And Shelton just has so much power. No matter what the Texas block or defense is doing, they're just unable to slow her down. And she's not making a lot of errors. She continues to put the ball in the court, and Texas is getting a little frustrated, I assume.
Her next attack will be her 40th of the match. She does now have a double-double with 10 digs. Aiden Ames. Sheldon able to keep it in play inside the antenna. Skinner able to beat a couple of Sooners on the back row.
And Skinner just taking a little, sacrificing her body to keep the ball in play.
So here's Akana, who helped Texas close out the last set. Her teammates had to tell her that they had won set 3 because she was going back to the service line to try to find a 26th point back in set 3.
I will say, having played with her, she does love serving. She's one of the best servers in the gym, so it's not even surprising that she wanted to go back and serve another ball.
Being a team player is all about service. Here's Alexis Shelton. Skinner back row, able to find Ellison. Gibson off the palm. And they have an answer for Skinner. It's Burgess at the net, the sophomore transfer.
And this Oklahoma block is just really finding ways to shut down Skinner. She's hitting only 118 in the game so far. It's because of the Oklahoma block just being there and stopping her.
Both of Burgess's parents played basketball in college at Utah. Ames able to get that one down in front of Shelton.
Ames has so much power and just does a great job.
That pulls Texas back within one. For Skinner, it's been feast and famine. Aces and errors at the line. Gibson. Past Carlson and Ames on the double block. Winnis. Good communication. The libero, Kimoha, steps in. Kimoha comes flying in this time and able to put it away. It's Burgess.
I think Kimoha was definitely the MVP of that play, just flying around everywhere, getting that tip up in the middle of the court and letting her teammates.
Back row, Skinner. What an effort to get it back over. Now, does Texas want to challenge a double hit? So Chamberlain and the Sooners leading in a must-win set number 4 by 2 points. And the slide from Singletary, but wide with the air.
And OU with an early lead here in this set. Texas needs to find a way to kind of crawl back early and not too late in this set.
Well, Jenna Winnis had to recalculate, but in the end, good enough.
That's right. And it seems like a little bit of a miscommunication on the Oklahoma side with Kimoha and Shelton there, both going for the ball, but neither of them able to get underneath it.
Back to Winnis. Into that block, kept alive by Halter, the libero for Texas. Rutherford able to find a little bit of open real estate.
Possible for the defense to be there to dig that ball. The block has to take that.
Back within one here in set 4 for Texas. Gibson off the block of Singletary. Kinder, gentler approach second time around. Gibson wants it again, finds fingertips, Skinner on the back row. Winnis, a laser down the line, it's in.
Shot.
Right down the line. And Gibson has Oklahoma back in the lead, 9-8.
And Gibson realizing going hard cross court towards Singletary isn't going to work, so does a great job of adjusting and using the outside hand of Rutherford on that attack.
And Camille Gibson, Oklahoma's top 20 win earlier this year against her former teammates at Tennessee. Whitney Wallace, the freshman, out of California to serve. And is there a lift? Nope, double hit on Oklahoma. And we don't see as many double hit violations with regards to setting. That's the rule change this year. Wallace able to get underneath that on the serve receive. Haven't called the name of Alexis Shelton in a little while. Texas a little out of sorts. Lennis able to punch it over. Yeah, she's still here.
She's not going away, but what a great play there, and great job by Peyton Chamberlain of slowing that play down. There was a lot of chaos going on, but when the ball came back over to the Oklahoma side to put it nice and high in the middle of the court, gave Kimuka a lot of time to get to the ball to set it, and then again, Alexis Shelton just putting it away at the end of the day.
I'm looking at Jared Elliott down there locking eyes with our second referee, and as intense as they were establishing their arguments, they both had some smiles as well. As Texas will come back for the next point, 10-10 from number 10.
And Rutherford just keeping Texas in this game. Whenever they need to score, they're going to her right now, and she's finding ways to score, using the block, going cross court, tipping. Really, really impressive play by Reagan Rutherford in this set.
Team high, 15 kills for Texas from Rutherford. And it's Shelton with 20 kills, 11 digs already for Oklahoma. They'll go to Geisberger this time as it's 11-10 Sooners. See if the Sooners can string some points together. And Ace will help that cause. Again, Jasmine Ellison out of Toronto. Oklahoma already has a couple of Canadian junior national. Erin Mansfield loves that Ellison, the freshman, already in her first semester is screaming in the faces of her teammates, getting them fired up.
That's right, she's the hype man of this team, and she just keeps the energy going.
Well, Kamoha still a pancake shy of a short stack, despite her best effort there. Again, her dad played baseball, Brett Kamoha at Oklahoma. 5 years as the starting libero for the Sooners. Serve from Akana. Skinner finds fingertips. It's her 14th kill.
And Skinner she trusts Kaylee Akana. She was
12 titles to close out.
yeah, something like that.
Membership in that league. Free ball for the Longhorns. Lennis has given Texas a 2-point edge, 15-13. Maddie Skinner, 14 kills, 9 digs. As Gibson, a nice approach, saw the aggressive defense from Texas and just lobs it up and over.
And a really great job hiding that from Gibson. She did have a really strong approach going to the net, and then last second just slowed it down and popped it right there over the block.
She has had a cheat code for gravity today. A block there, Gibson a part of it. Punched over by Ames. And an attack violation.
Looks like the first referee saw the ball 50-50 and felt like Ames might have reached over the net there.
So 15 all here in set 4. Kimoha. Skinner from the back row into the block, anchored by Lydia Martin.
Martin, such a great job of identifying.
As she is feeling the playlist here at Texas.
The Sooners, they're having fun in here.
And she's from Charlotte, North Carolina. And a 4-hit violation on Texas. That's a 5-0 run now for Oklahoma, up by 3.
And Kimuha just doing a great job from the service line, putting the ball short on Ames. Ames is a freshman, doesn't have the best ball control, but has to find a way to control this short serve. It's coming to her.
Aiden Ames, no chance for an answer, ends the 5-0 run for Oklahoma.
And what a response that is, just being up, being ready, and taking a...
Carlson to Winnis. Gibson finds room on the back row.
And both attackers here, both of the outside attackers, Gibson and Shelton, just continue to take big swings. They're not scared. They want to win this match. They're here ready to play, and they're not striving away from this Texas team.
Oklahoma needs a 5th set. They are 2-3 this year when they go the distance. And an error from Skinner. It's 2016 Sooners.
Skinner being a little inconsistent on her back row attack today, but Carlson continues to go to her because when it's on, and they need it right now.
A couple of the Sooners' losses in 5 sets were against ranked opponents in the SEC. Looking to do it again today. Gibson, Skinner. Good recovery by Winnis after the block. Kamoha goes airborne. Both sides think they have a point to celebrate, and we still... Serve from Carlson, down by 3. Gibson packs a punch.
Immediate kill, great job by Oklahoma, and they were talking about that right before the play. They were like, we got this, let's ignore that last play, let's find a way to score right here out of the challenge, and that's what they did.
Well, Oklahoma, gotta like your chances of heading to a 5th set. You're 4 points away, and you are leading by 4. Wallace with the serve. Well, this will be tight, and the Sooners make Texas pay.
Such a big block up there for the Sooners, and they recognized that ball was coming in tight and took advantage of it and just put it straight back down Texas's throat.
Oklahoma took the first set. They nearly took Maddie Skinner and the Longhorns will need some heroics to avoid a 5th set. Serve receive from Skinner. I don't think that ball was going to even carry over. Sooners trying to put it away over the net. 22nd kill for Lexus Shelton has the Sooners 2 points away.
And Shelton just being...
Skinner just has to send it back over. Geisberger, wide open spaces on the back row. It is set point Oklahoma.
And Oklahoma was definitely very pleased to see that free ball come back over on their side. They had all 3 options up, ready to attack, and Geisberger puts it away at the end of the day.
Oklahoma looking to cap this set on a 5-0 run. They've taken the last 4 points. Texas does manage a return. We are headed.
And like you mentioned, there's just so much offensive power on both sides of the court, but at the same time, the block and defense on both sides has been pretty successful so far. So whoever can be the beast at the net and just continue to keep balls in play defensively is going to take this set.
Whitney Wallace gets us started here in set number 5. Madison Skinner and a free ball for Texas. Shelton into the block. Singled out this one. Led by the smile of Alexis Shelton.
There's just such great energy on this team, and Coach talks about too, with so much volleyball in their families, there's so much appreciation around the sport. They love to play this game. They love to show up every single day and practice and get better. And they definitely love to be in big situations like this where they're competing against a top 10 team on their home court.
All right, so McNeese will continue her serve. Oklahoma claiming 4 of the first 5 points in this 5th set. They have an answer for Rutherford. Skinner. Rutherford sets Skinner. That's the winning combination.
And that's rare that you see an opposite so confident to step up when they're set.
You promised they weren't running the 6-2 there?
Honestly, you never know. They might be.
Akana. Let's serve, carries over. Ames with the slide and the kill.
And Texas slowly getting back into this game. Doing a great job of
2 points coming out of the timeout that was called by Jared Elliott when they had dropped 4 of the first 5 points.
And now we have Kahawai in the game as a blocking sub. So Kayla Akana will take hands when needed.
Texas looking for level footing. Still down a point. That one was tighter than expected, and Texas has clawed their way out of the deficit.
And what a great blocking sub there, Devin.
And it's long from Akana, and that's good recognition by the back row of Oklahoma.
Yeah, just deep there, but again, great communication in the back row on the Sooners side that ball was out of bounds.
That was a 3-0 run for Texas before the service there. Now we're back to Jasmine Ellison. Her older brother Ethan played college volleyball back in Canada. Skinner. That one climbs up and over the block. Reaching back, Shelton. Boy, she makes every ball sent to her look good by the time she's done with it.
She does the ball well, getting their setter in system, and Shelton just having a field day.
They saw a 3-point lead erased. They're trying to reestablish a 3-point lead here. Shelton wins the joust.
This is an important moment for Texas. How are they going to find a way to come?
A 4-1 lead here in set 5. If Oklahoma can get the point here, we are switching sides of the net. Skinner. Right place, right time for Halter. Sooners make the necessary adjustment. Oklahoma leads. Largest lead here in this final set for Oklahoma. They'll go to the freshman. Ames comes through.
And a smart play there. They can tell that the Oklahoma side is ready on defense. They're deep. They're waiting for the ball.
Maddie Skinner on the back row with the serve. Shelton. Well, what they lack in originality, they've made up for with seizing the moment. It is Shelton. Here's Leah Wilton-LeBoy. That one's long. Boy, Wilton-LeBoy is another one of those with great lineage. Her grandfather, Mike Wilton, 300-plus wins his time at Hawaii. Took over that Hawaii program right after Jared Elliott had left. Halter. And it's back to a 4-point lead. 26th kill for Alexis Shelton. Akana denies the ace. Winnis. Ellison with the dig. Gibson. Last time she was here, she was likely was a 6 rotation player. This year, she is every bit a valuable member at all 6 rotations on the floor. Back set to Singletary. That's her 7th kill.
Her on the slide.
Serve from Avery Carlson. Texas must go on a run. That time it was Shelton hitting the deck and Gibson finding the deck.
And Chamberlain doesn't have to be sneaky anymore. She continues to show that she's going to her outsides, and they're just finding ways to continue to score. Through the block, over the block, around the block. Shelton Gibson can do it all.
Camille Gibson, it's in.
Again, every ball going to the outsides right now. The Texas block has to show up. They have to find a way to slow down that side of the court.
Shelton with the dig. Gibson again at the left pin. Into the block, stays playable. Carlson able to keep it alive. Looking back row, it's long. Rutherford can't get the touch. It is match point for Oklahoma against number 9 Texas. Peyton Chamberlain looking to close it out here in Austin. Not time to head back to the car just yet.
Madison Skinner keeps Texas alive right here, but it looks like we're getting a challenge, potentially.
A while. Sooners looking for their first win in a decade here in Austin. It's in for Skinner. Texas still fighting.
And when the game is deep like this, you always go back to Madison Skinner. She's going to find a way to score, both from the front row and the back row.
Still match point for Oklahoma. Sooners will take it as they topple Texas.
And what a win for Oklahoma, finishing it off.